Hello students, this is Shahid sir. So we are discussing evolution. Our next topic is evidence for evolution. From which evidence we can easily say that there is an evolution. So in this session we will discuss about evidence for evolution. So there are some evidence. From that evidence we can conclude that shows the evolution. So organisms are evolved like this. So these evidences are evidence for evolution come from paleontology, that is the study of fossils, embryology, study of embryo, anatomy and morphological characters, molecular homology and biogeography. These are some of the evidence for evolution. So we will discuss each evidence of evolution in detail in this session. So we'll begin with paleontology. First of all, what is the meaning of paleontology? So as I said, it is the study of fossils. So it is the study of fossils found in the rock to support organic evolution. So from the fossils, we can get some idea from the fossils that how organisms look before and how old they are from the study of fossils. So study of fossils from different sedimentary layers indicates first the geological time period in which the organism existed, so we can know their age, on which year, on which age they were there. Second thing is that the life form varied over time and certain life forms are restricted to certain geological lifespan. So from that we can get idea that which organism extinct at which time. Third thing is that the new form of life that have appeared at different times in the history of earth. So these are some of the ideas we can get from the fossils. So here they got some fossils. These are the evidence. From these fossils, the remains of dead plants and animal. From these fossils, they can get the idea about the type of the organism live at that time and the age of that organism, at which year, at which time they lived there. Now you should aware of the fossils, how fossils are formed. So from that fossils we can easily get the idea about the age of that fossils. So if you study, if the scientists study that fossils, so they can get the age of the fossils, and from that fossils they get the idea about the structure, anatomical or morphological structure of that organism at that time. So from that we can get the idea about the organism living in that ancient time. Second thing is that embryology. So second evidence is embryological evidence. First of all, embryology means what? Embryology is the study of embryonic structure of the organism. So if you see the embryonic structure of the vertebrates, you can see the vertebrate, the initial structure of the embryo, the developing embryo. At the initial stage, mostly all the organism, mostly there are some similarities between different organism, the embryo of different organism. Then as they develop, there will be the change in their structure, but the initial stage of different, some of the organisms are similar. So here if you see the embryo of fish, reptile, birds and human, so here you can see one structure, that is the gill slit. So all these organisms are having the gill slit, but the use of gill slit is there only in the fish. Gill slit is useful in fish only, not in reptiles, not in birds and not in human. But from this evidence we can get the idea that maybe their ancestors are similar or the ancestors are same. So from that embryological structure, embryological study, we can get the idea of relationship between the different organism, and we can know the ancestor of the organism, as they belong to the same ancestor or not. So it is the study based upon the observation of certain common features during embryonic stages of all the vertebrates. So Unhacker proposed biogenetic law which states that ontogeny recapitulate phylogeny. So from this we can get the idea about the embryonic structure of the different organism, and we can easily get the idea about the ancestor of that organism. So vertebrates embryo shows the similarities which are all vertebrates embryos develop raw gill slit, as we have seen. All are having the gill slit, all the vertebrates are having the gill slit, but they are functional only in fish and not found in any other vertebrates. Now notochord is also present. If vertebrates organism are vertebrates, all the vertebrates, there is a common feature, notochord is present in all the vertebrates. So all the vertebrates are having notochord, so maybe they are connected with each other. So from that feature also we can get the idea about the ancestors of that organism. Next evidence is anatomy and morphological structure. Anatomical structure means internal structure, morphological structure means the external structure. So from their internal and external structure also we can get the idea about the organism. So comparative anatomy and morphology shows both similarities and differences among the present day organism and those existed long before. So in this we will see about homology and heterology, analogy. So homology, or if you have seen, if you remember in your 10th standard, in your lowest standard, you have studied the evidence of evolution, analogous organ and homologous organ. This is the same thing. Homology, that means we are talking about the homologous organs. So homologous organ means which type of organs? So homologous organs means organs are having similar features, structures are similar, morphological structures are similar, but their functions are different. So that evidence is said to be the homology or homologous organ. That organs are said to be the homologous organs. So from that we can get the idea, if we are talking about the homology or homologous organ, here you can see the structures are mostly similar, but that all the organs, they perform the different function. So structurally they are similar, but they perform the different function. It means that maybe their ancestors are same, and based on that environmental condition, based on their need, they have evolved to other organism. So from that evidence we can get the idea about the ancestors, those belongs to the same ancestors or not. So if they are having the similar structure, maybe we can say this, maybe they belongs to the same ancestor. Here also you can see the plants. So there are two plants, bougainvillea and cucurbita. Here thorns of bougainvillea and tendrils of this cucurbita also having the similar structure, somewhat similar structure. So from that evidence also we can conclude that they may belongs to the same ancestor, or they may come from same ancestor and evolve based on the environmental condition, based on their need. So that is about the homology. So homology is a relationship among organs of different groups of organism that shows similarity in basic structure and embryonic development but perform different function. So homology means they are having the similar structures are similar but functions are different. Homology of organs of different organism indicates their common ancestry. So if the structures are similar, so we can conclude that they may belong to the same ancestor because they are having the similar structure. Homology is found in bones of forelimbs of whales, cheetah, as we have seen here. Man, cheetah, whale, bat, all their organs are having the similar structure but they perform the different function. And the next thing is this one also, the thorn of bougainvillea and the tendrils of the cucurbita. These are the homologous organs. So homology or homologous organs are the result of divergent evolution. So it shows that it is a divergent evolution, the evolutionary process where the same structure develop along different direction due to adaptation for different needs. So this is said to be the divergent evolution. The meaning of divergent evolution is that the evolutionary process where the same structure develops along different direction due to adaptation for different need. Next thing is analogy, or you can say the analogous organ. So this is opposite to the homologous organ. Here if you see the structures are different, but they perform the same similar function. If you see here, the wings of butterfly and the wings of bird, both are having the dissimilar function, but yes, they perform the same function. So these are some of the example of analogous organs or analogy. So analogy is the relationship among organs of different groups of organism performing the same function irrespective of structural and anatomical differences. Examples are given. These are some of the example: human eye, octopus eye, analogous organ. These wings are there. Then tubers of sweet potato and potato. These are, you can see the tubers of sweet potato and potato. These are some of the examples of analogous organ. So analogy is the result of convergent evolution. Here the convergent evolution takes place, the evolutionary process where anatomically different structures in different group of organism evolve toward the same function. So it is said to be the convergent evolution. Now it is the similar habit condition that have selected similar adaptive feature in different group of organism toward the same function. Suppose these organisms, suppose this bird and suppose this butterfly and bird is living in a similar area, but they are having this structure. So similar areas, so they are having the similar need. So their different structure are evolved like this, so that they have the similar function because they are living in the similar area. So they are having the similar functional need. If they are having the same needs, so their organs are evolved like this, that they perform the similar function because their needs are similar. Next evidence is molecular homology. So molecular homology refers to the similarities in the biomolecule of different groups of organism. So here evidences of biomolecular structure, evidence of nucleotide, nucleic acid, the numbers of protein, the structure of protein or the nucleotide structure, similarities in that protein structure, nucleotide structure. So based on that similarities also, if they are having similarities in this biomolecular structure, so that we can get the idea if they are having similar biological biomolecular structure, they may belong to the same ancestor. So that is the molecular homology. Then the last one is biogeography. So biogeography, here the evidence is from the different geographical area. So as if you are talking about a same species, some members of same species migrate from one geographical area to another geographical area, then what will happen to that? Based on that different geographical area, they may have some adaptation. They try to get some adaptive condition. So they will get some adaptation, and some of the organs of that same species have converted into some other organs, and they may have some new features. So initially one species only there, and the members of that same species now look different than that original species. Why? Because of the environmental condition, they have changed their structure. If environmental conditions are same, so they have the similar features, but as the geographical area changes, they try to adapt the new feature, and they will adapt the new features to survive there. So they have different structure. So you can take any example. If you are taking the example of bird, so size of bird and the size of that big size of the bird, based on the geographical area, and different geographical areas is having the different food habit. Somewhere the birds can get more food, somewhere the birds will get the less food, or the type of food also, somewhere different types of food also they will get. So based on that, their structure, the size of the bird changes, and the beak size also, based on the requirement, their beak size becomes small or large. So if the geographical area changes, the same species may get the new feature. So the different geographical distribution of different organism also indicates common or shared ancestry in that restricted region. So habitat isolation has probably restricted this organism to particular geographical region on the earth. So these are some of the evidence of evolution. From that we can get the idea about the ancestors and what are the similarities between the different organism and how they may evolve. Thank you.